Assalamu alaikum. What if I told you your quiet and graceful strength can turn unseen rivals into motivation? Your achievements, resilience, perseverance, and resolution leave others wondering why and how you succeed despite the smears alluded to you. Remember, you can turn negativity and envy into fuel for your growth and inspiration for your opponent. For example, when you are criticized or hear negative remarks, try to reframe them as a challenge. Instead of letting these words bring you down, ask yourself, how can I improve or use this as motivation to prove what I'm capable of? By treating negativity as an opportunity to grow or excel, you can transform it into a powerful driving force that helps you go even further. Have you ever been challenged by those trying to undermine your work and efforts? People outside your circle become alarmed at your progress. As you sail through life's struggles unaware, you dedicate yourself quietly to your work, focusing on building momentum step by step. While you concentrate on projects to achieve a better life, you realize that some disgruntled individuals are trying to undermine you. Notwithstanding that these people have no connection to you whatsoever, people you barely know or cross paths with in any aspect of life. They feel threatened by your progress. Your success is a pain in the side of others. They don't know your struggles and what you sacrifice. Yet somehow, your achievements irritate them. Do you wonder why they are fixated on you? Often, their attitudes are rooted in jealousy and envy, triggered by their own insecurity. To avoid polluting your mindset, don't give them a thought. Recognizing this lets you rise above their negativity. To rise above these attempts to undermine your effort and success, you should inspire your opponents to greatness. Drawing on my personal experience, I will narrate this interesting story. Not long ago, I began further education to master a specific field and upgrade my knowledge. After a lot of hard work and burning the midnight oil, I graduated and received my well deserved certification. Then the doubters emerged from nowhere. They hardly fathomed that I could achieve such a feat and began questioning my capabilities. They least expected it and tried to downplay my work as they spread doubt about my achievements. The narrative was that they had imaginary scenarios of how genuine my certification was, as if they did all the burning of the midnight oil for me. It was ridiculous and disheartening that they sought to tell me my plans. I thought to myself, these people had no clue who they are dealing with. Supposedly, they could read my mind and knew my next move. But instead of getting offended or defensive about my achievement, I stayed focused and carried on with my plans. I was committed to making progress, not explaining to anyone, hoping that my achievement will motivate them to consider taking on a project to improve their lives for once. My composure and dignity motivate me to forge on to the next project. I guessed my embodied response will transform their negativity into productivity for them. God has endowed you with some good attributes that your opponents don't have. These attributes, which in their opinion are unbefitting of you. They want it but can't have it. Hence, they are livid that they are not so endowed. They are resentful because they see you progressing while they are stuck. Resentful people are blind to the fact that everyone is made differently. They forget that everyone is born with special skills and attributes. Instead of pulling themselves from the rut they are in and fighting their demons, they tend to be envious of your progress. It boggles my mind that when you achieve a milestone, someone somewhere judges you for having done so. In their biased and closed mindset, they deserve your achievement more than you do. When someone achieves something good and that they are incapable of achieving, they shouldn't be envious. They have no idea how the person toiled night after night, studying different dissertations and project works for that feat. You don't always have to respond to hostilities, but let your quiet strengths speak for you. What you do is your responsibility. You are not answerable to anyone. An example is Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Although I find their personality traits match mine, they inspire me more. Considering how they thrive and keep succeeding in their endeavors despite all the palace and media smear campaign and negativity against them. This couple serve as encouragement to me to be more resilient. I relate to them in more ways than I can imagine. You can also find a role model whose life story relates to yours. I'm not saying you should copy this person blindly, but use them as a yardstick to shape and develop yourself. When you realize the psychological roots of envy, you can respond with empathy, boundaries, and self assurance. Handle envious people gracefully and circumvent being pulled into negativity yourself. Maintain your boundaries and protect your emotional balance by limiting personal sharing or interaction if necessary. Respond with compassion as you recognize that envy often comes from a place of insecurity or pain. Showing kindness or humility without boasting can sometimes de-escalate the situation. Don't take it personally. Remember, their reaction are about their own struggles, not your worth or action. Avoid boasting and be gracious about your achievements rather than bragging to reduce feelings of envy in others. Encourage and inspire where appropriate. Include or support those who seem envious. Sometimes, turning a competitor into a collaborator can change and improve the relationship between you. Ultimately, staying focused on your own growth and value is the best way to rise above envy from others. Hence, let your success fuel you on and never give a thought to what hostile individuals think about you. Prove to them that you cannot accomplish whatever you set your mind on, despite their hate, doubt, and criticism. The main thing is you stay focused and let them wallow in their hate. More often than not, those who are bitter about your progress may be so preoccupied with your success that they lose sight of their own prospect for growth. This answers the question of why sometimes people become stuck in patterns of comparison or self doubt. They place their focal point so much on others that they overlook the possibilities for themselves. They may even believe they understand your motivation and thoughts, when in reality, they are held back by their own limiting beliefs. To inspire your opponent, show compassion rather than conflict. Doing so can stimulate not just your own growth, but also influence others to see new possibilities for themselves. Focus on your goal, not the noise. Celebrate your milestones privately and publicly as you deem fit. Practice compassion, even for your critics. Then protect your mental space by limiting your exposure to negativity. Never stop working on your little ideas and projects. The more progressive you are, the more likely it is that they will finally leave you alone and focus on themselves. The ripple effect could be that your silence might encourage these people to finally start taking small steps on their own dreams, even if they won't openly admit it. Perhaps they will at last see how much precious time and energy they unconsciously waste on keeping themselves preoccupied with you. Have you ever had a similar experience where others tried to bring you down or question your achievement? I invite you to share your stories in the comments section. Your experiences could help inspire and encourage others who are facing the same challenges. Moreover, it will serve as a source of promotional support for those committed to making progress. For more articles on this topic, visit patreon.com/Baraka Inspirations. You can also read in-depth articles and poetry at Medium /Baraka Inspirations 4150. Your support for our work is always appreciated. Alternatively, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com /Baraka Inspirations. Thank you for your time. Feel free to like, subscribe, and enable notifications to stay updated on future videos. Sharing comments and experiences is always welcome in the comments section. Till next time, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.